Good, if I'm on here, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Tina. But it says it's still waiting for me, so I don't know what it'll show here. There I am. Now I shall mute myself and speak if I'm not frozen. How is everybody today? This is kind of an odd Saturday for me. It just feels kind of And oh my goodness, Ian, I've got something for you, buddy. I'm so glad you made it today. I don't know if Mark's going to be here or not. I sent him a link, but whether he is or not, Ian, I think I forgot something just for you. Sure hope you can hang around a little bit and let me show it. If you can't, if you have to go soon, let me know so I can at least show you the beginning. It's a special treat just for you. Yeah, you'll like it. Good morning, Mike. How are you? Sure hope you brought donuts because I haven't had anything to eat this morning. Are you cold? You're not frozen, but you may be cold. It's chilly, but it's not cold. I don't. It's well, I've got a little thermometer there. It says it's 73 down here. That seems like that's a bit warm, but outside it was 30 something this morning, and it is supposed to get up to 58, 59, something like that. Oh, Ian, I feel. Do you need your pillow? I'm hurt, buddy. I thought we were friends. I'm doing okay, Mike says. Home team lost the Grey Cup championship. I thought they won. So I'm over. Sorry, don't bring any donuts. Didn't bring any donuts. I have KFC cold for everyone. I'll cold chicken will work. Ian says it is 14 and lightly snowing outside in Colorado. Let me see if I just got a message from our friend. No, not yet. Let me send him a text. All right. At risk of being in trouble, I sent Mark's daughter a note because she seems to be her. I don't know what the deal is. I can't seem to get Mark's phone lately. Let's see. I've got to take that off now. And there's Miss Brenda. Is your door closed? Well, no, it's not. But I will get it just in a second. No snow here. It's supposed to. We'll see what happens. Well, Mike, what's the temperature? Let me be right back, guys. I need to shut my door. Okay. It's cloudy, temperatures around 0, making a pretty miserable day out there. Well, that's nice, Mike. 2 years in a row they won it back to back, and now they lost it 2 years in a row back to back. Hopefully 5 times charm. Who'd they play last year, Mike? I thought they won last year. You see, Ian didn't fall for that centigrade trick. Hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you were with family, I hope you were kind. You were kind, and they were kind to you in turn. Well, that's a nice sentiment. Yeah, Mike, sorry about that. No politics or religion discussed. And we managed to do that, didn't we? I don't know how that would have gone this year, but probably not. Probably best we didn't discuss it. Probably a good idea, Ian. It's usually best avoided. Although I'd love to talk. I'd talk politics sometime. Maybe one-on-one. Mike says, they went on a 30-year losing streak before they won it the first time 4 years ago. Bombers are pretty solid. Toronto just played better at the end. Same to you, Brenda. My family got. Well, we stay clear of politics, which helps. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh, me. Hi, buddy. You want to stand up and say hi? You want to stand up and say hi to Miss Carol? Mr. Mike's here. Your whole fan club, including your mama. You didn't mention Chloe. You want to get up? What you do, you do. You do, you do. If you don't, you don't, I guess. Pick him up, put him on camera, but Mike says happy Thanksgiving. He got a little bit of turkey, Mike. He did. Carol says, hello, Super Tanny. He blushed a little bit, Carol. Brenda was supposed to be making him a bow tie. I guess it'll be red because it needs to be Christmassy. Teddy turkey time. That's right, Ian. Teddy turkey time. He likes chicken, but I'd have to say I think he likes ham better. So I like the pig. Oh, I don't know if Mark's going to be here or not. I've already said that. I think he was. Now they have snow. I don't know what the temperature is today. It's been cold. He's still laying up with it. He's still got his leg up. I think it finally started hurting him bad enough to now that he's actually trying to keep still on it a little bit. And icing it down. I told him the other day he could just, put on a pair of short pants and go outside and sit for 20 minutes, then come back in for a couple hours and go outside and sit for 20 minutes because it was colder than ice was outside. Did you stack a pillow so he could stay up high? No, I forgot to, Brenda. I just apologized to him for that right before we went on air. Hey, there he is. Speaking of Uncas, he's got a youngin' with him.
Why, top of the morning.
Top of the morning to you, and I do believe that is Mr. Boone.
That is Mr. Boone Thomas.
Hi, Boone.
Who's going to be a big brother?
Oh, he is.
We got a Thanksgiving gift.
That's one of those gifts that just keeps on giving, too.
There'll be 6 of them now. Holy crap.
You're too young for that. Well, Boone, I like your, is that a shirt or is that pajamas he has on?
It's a full.
It's like a union suit. I like that, buddy.
It's a union suit. You said morning, Tim. Say morning, Tim. Can you say that? You can talk to him. Look, he's waving at you. Say morning, Tim.
I'll send you the high sign.
You aren't going to do it. You've been talking. You've been like.
He said, "Who is that goofy guy?"
You haven't been shut up all morning.
You might not get that there's another person on the other side.
How to make a face at him. Ouch. You like kitty cats, Boone? You don't have kitty cats, I bet. You want to see Boone?
He got no kitty cats.
No.
He has one dog, Crockett.
Yep. Did you bring Crockett with you today?
He's here somewhere. He's here. Who? Crocky? Samuel picks him up at daycare. He's always got Crockett with him, and Boone always says, "Well, hello, Crocky."
Hello, Crocky.
Hello, Crocky. You ready to go? You don't want to go nowhere? Okay, you can sit here then.
You're going to sit here and be a star.
And then there's a Dunno bear. I don't know what Dunno means.
It means
I know what to talk about.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
It's going to be
Mike says he's got those same pajamas. Harold said congratulations to you and Boone.
Hey, Dad.
And Mark and Ian's here. He said congrats, Mark.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a passel of them. That's a full, complete passel.
Yeah, that's enough for at least a West Texas football team.
We can play 6-man.
Yep, you sure can.
3. Well, we'll see. We don't know what this one's going to be. So
right now, you're what, 3-2?
We're 3-2. They're outnumbered right now.
Yeah,
but they
but they'll make up for it.
Yeah. All I know is that he had his little milk cup in his hand this morning, the double hander, like an old Viking looking mug, and Penny got too close to him, and he reached right way back into West Virginia and swung it and whacked her in the side of the head.
Oh no!
Like, you better not be doing that to dogs or your sibling. Would you quit, dog? Speaking of Penny, aggravating.
Penny,
you probably needed whacked in the head this morning. There's Crockett.
He's getting a full rodeo team together. Is what Ian said you are.
Well, that's that's what we got today. That's our theme today.
That's appropriate because this week I believe this coming week the NFR starts.
Well, I hope the bull riding starts pretty soon again.
That too.
I'm having withdrawals.
Okay. You watch some reruns.
I got one saved. I watched part of it yesterday because the football wasn't that great.
But no, there were some kind of bad runaway games yesterday.
that Nebraska Blackhawks game was a runaway. Of course, it was Nebraska, so we weren't that interested. Because always remember, folks, N is for knowledge.
N is for knowledge. Is that what you're saying, Wyoming?
Uh-huh. N is for knowledge.
Yeah, N is for knowledge. I like that.
You're like all Scottish out today.
Well, I got, it's just hanging up over there. I didn't put my other one up. Ian says no.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that like redheaded warrior looking dude with the Scottish flag painted on his face? And
somewhere
it says something like, everybody claims to be Irish on St. Patrick's Day, except for the Scots. They just claim to be Scots.
Yeah. That's probably a good thing to
Which
do.
are feral Irishmen anyway, so.
Feral Irishman. I heard that somewhere else. I got late breakfast biscuits, so here, you want to bite it?
Are you eating a sausage biscuit or a steak biscuit?
No,
You need to buy the steak biscuit, Boone. They're like heaven. It's like manna from heaven right there. He's getting ready to eat him some scrambled eggs and bacon.
Yum.
Nani's in there cooking them right now. I can smell them. Buddy.
I guess Nani starts with a K then, right?
Yeah, exactly. Knonni.
Tina said I think she thought the feral Irish thing was funny.
That's what my buddy Genzel, who's half Scot, calls him. What's happening to you? What are you doing this morning?
You taking a ride?
You're riding a pony.
Hi there, Mama.
Hi.
Boone, I'm assuming Boone's mama
Yep.
Boone's mama.
in the house.
That's Miss Jess. She's strapping him down to his chair of breakfast.
Good morning, Dave. Space Mountain Dave Cantrell just come zooming into the room. I see your Christmas tree.
Look at, ain't that pretty?
Yeah.
My wife it's a Charlie Brown tree, but my wife got some really cool little small, little white lights that look like poison ivy berries, which are pretty, but not.
Yeah.
You just don't want to be eating them or nothing.
No, you don't. The birds do, but you don't.
Yeah. I know guys that got like poison ivy from cleaning grouse. Because they'd have them in their crop.
Oh, really? I never thought about that.
Yeah. So what's wrong with you, boy? You don't want a peach? How about a piece of bacon? Your daddy could give you a piece of bacon if he wasn't so mean.
Hi, Sammy.
Hey, how are you this morning?
Just dandy.
And we all know what that means.
Mm-hmm. And I try to always be handy because I ain't handsome.
Do you want some food, Boone?
My wife got me another silk scarf yesterday
Would you eat bacon?
Oh,
at the Black Friday sale,
You want me to sit somewhere else?
cool.
Here.
which is handy because it's chilly outside.
How's that leg?
See how chilly it is outside?
I see that. Check that out, Mike.
All that white alkali soil we got out there.
Yeah. I don't see how a tree grows in that. That must
Yeah, it's just plumb lovely.
be. That soil's probably so caustic you can't go barefoot in it.
But what we're not, we got, I don't know how much we got, 5 or 6 inches. If you go to Lander, America, over there east of us, they got 24.
Mike likes the Christmas tree.
I like it too. We got 2 of them in the house. We put a little one in here in this room, and then a bigger one in the
Little
in the-
brown tree.
in the living room, and they're both Charlie Brownie, but they're cool looking this year. So the kids they'll cut us a tree if we don't go up on the mountain with them. They'll cut us a tree, and the boys take great pleasure in giving us Charlie Brown trees.
I see. Oh, that's what you might call a tradition.
Yeah. So it's okay. Carol's got snow too.
They might. I saw that on the weather today or earlier.
Well, Space Mountain Dave said that they had, looks like Carol's weather.
Hey,
Good
John.
morning, John. I almost forgot it was Saturday.
Yeah, that's the life when you're retired, isn't it,
When
buddy?
you're just fishing all the time.
Yeah. Carol, what is Frankenmuth? Is that a place or is that some kind of celebration? Or
What is what?
Carol said that she was telling Dave, because Dave's from Michigan originally, that they went to some place called Frankenmuth yesterday. So I'm assuming that she assumes he knows where that is or what that is.
Oh, that's right. Carol's got a big old football game on today, don't she?
Oh yeah, she does.
So does Aunt Susie, Sally, and Jane. They'll be on opposite sides of the football.
Yes, they will.
Dave's stuck with warm sunshine.
Yeah. Sorry, bless your heart, Dave.
That's just awful.
Yeah.
Hey,
You don't have to eat it, buddy.
Carol
now
says,
we got a hollering youngin'.
yeah, I hear him. That's okay.
It's
There
okay. It's not wrong.
Carol says that they're expecting a couple of inches today where she's at. That's nothing. That ain't too bad. That's just enough to make it floppy.
He just stuffed like a whole boiled egg worth of scrambled eggs into his mouth in one big fistful. You love eggs, don't you, buddy?
Look, Grandpa, I can do it.
Yeah.
And your poor daddy, he's allergic to them. He can't even eat them.
Oh wow.
Hey, hey.
That he
Yeah.
can he be in the same room with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can be in the same room with them, but like you can put like a little bit of egg in some stuffing if you're a in-law from Mississippi and almost kill your in-law in Wyoming with just a
Isn't that
little bit of egg.
interesting?
So it don't take much egg, and he gets pretty puffed up.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sam.
Yeah,
That's awful.
that sucks. I mean, we make breakfast out here when the kids are here,
He can't be involved.
and we make a big old plate of meat because he can darn sure eat some meat, but he can't eat an egg.
John says it's almost 40 in New Jersey. And Mike said, thanks, Dave, for rubbing it in. I missed what Dave said about that. Oh, Warren Sun's not yet.
Boone didn't get pinched. He didn't get his food right or something.
So, yeah, maybe he didn't get his eggs in his mouth quick enough.
Now there's a train going by, and he's awful enamored with trains. So You
Carol
hear
said,
that, buddy?
Carol said she likes Boone's eating style. Got to get
Is
it.
that
Right.
a choo-choo? That's right.
I mean,
Choo-choo.
you might as well have like cut off his hand or something.
Ian, where's Bergen County at? Or Bergen, or how do you say that out there?
Is that in New Jersey?
No, I don't know. I guess it could be.
I bet it is. He had to go there for work. Yeah, it's in Jersey. Maybe he snuck over and caught a striper while he was there.
Oh, you might have.
He's not big on meat.
Because they
He's
can't work
like
you
9 minutes north of John.
They can't work you 24/7. That's against the law.
Yeah. Yeah, tell somebody that.
North Jersey. That's the bad end of the state, right?
It is. I've been in that end of it.
That's like the big town end of state.
That's where all the plants are in the DuPont and places like that.
Yeah. Come here, Crockett.
I never even lived with my.
Come here, say hey to the folks. Say hey to the folks. Come here. Don't bite me.
Okay, Dave.
Say hey to the people. There you
Hey
go.
there, puppy dog. Hey, Crockett.
There. Say hey to the folks.
Hey, Crockett. Who is that?
He's
Damn.
got little bitty old short legs. They're only about this tall.
I can't keep
And
up with this, bro.
we've decided that when he runs, well, you can't see his legs. Number one, you can't see them. They move so fast, and they do that. Here he comes. See,
Like a cartoon dog.
like a cartoon dog. Yep, there he is. There he is. He's a good boy.
Dave will be thinking about your dad.
Okay.
So it's what, like 5 degrees outside?
You gonna let go of my arm?
Oh,
No, maybe a little armor.
sorry to hear that, Dave.
I was watching some music videos this morning.
Who was?
I was, and I should see if I can find that. And this guy was singing, and I swear to you, he looked
I don't know where my phone is.
like a singing, and
He probably would eat more eggs.
like a musical Larry Zorns.
No, guys, it's not for you.
Really?
Yeah. Let me see
He
if I-
sounded like him or looked like him?
He looked like him. I don't know how he would sound. I never heard your dad sing Copperhead Road, but
Were you listening to 50 Cents?
it was Steve Earle's who it was. Yeah.
Steve Earle looked like Dad?
Hang on a minute. I'm gonna see if I can show it to you.
That's one of my favorite songs ever, but
I know it's a good song. Let's see here. Share the screen.
my God, get all the good dogs today.
Somebody says there are no bad. They're all good dogs. They're just, or no, there's no bad dogs. They're just not all good dogs, or something like that. Okay, watch this.
I've met a couple, just a couple in my lifetime. I've met a couple of bad dogs. Good morning, Kay.
Well, wait till they zoom in on him. I'll try to pause it there.
You need eggs.
Me?
Bunches out there.
I assume the long bearded gentleman would be him.
Well, he's got that red. Now he don't look like him much physique wise, but when they show just his head with his glasses on and his beard,
Some eggs.
I swear
He does favor him a bit.
he does. I mean, not exactly. He ain't a twin brother or nothing. There you go. Oh, come on, stupid mouse.
He's got a longer beard than Dad's got now, but
How about his hair?
I mean he's definitely favors him, or vice versa. I don't know. Dad's probably older.
Bless you.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he's still
his
got
beard's
black.
grayer,
He's
isn't it?
still got black in his beard, so he's younger than Dad.
Yeah, he's a pup. I saw that this morning. I thought, wow, it's getting kind of uncanny.
It's getting kind of uncanny.
I'm starting to see Larry's orange everywhere. Let me see if I can show Ian something.
Oh,
while-
that would be handy to have like a whole bunch of him running around.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you?
That'd be handy. What do you think about it, buddy? I think you better save your grandpa some bacon. I know that much.
He hasn't touched it.
You want to try it?
Thank you.
I'll take it. I'm gonna take your bacon.
Hang on a minute. I'll have to let me find this and then I'll bring it back because I want to show Ian. So I got something. I found something just for Ian.
Oh no.
Wow. Is that a bird?
Are we all gonna have to suffer today?
Not suffer long. I'm just gonna just a little bit, but I found this and I thought I need to save this for Ian, and he's here today, so
Michael and Amanda.
I can show it because I know how much Ian appreciates this sort of thing. And
Michael and Amanda know what they're having? No.
okay, I've got two versions. I think I'll pick this.
She had an idea.
The shorter of the two.
Well, we don't have to watch it all.
She had ideas. There's somewhere that you can.
Oh, that one might be new.
Now, if this one's going to be talking about the Black VD or something, you need to not play that.
Oh, come on. Are you ready for this, Ian? Don't rest your head. You got to watch. If you don't watch, I'm going to be terribly hurt.
Look at that, John.
I've heard that. Yeah, they're able to ensure that you have
Periscope film.
one or the other, but I never looked into how they did it.
It's the official training film of the War Department. Uh-oh.
Can you hear it?
Thank God there's no volume, so.
Oh, man. They're playing Looney Tunes music. Like Bugs Bunny.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That big of a
They
disorder.
sure are.
Three
And
cadets.
then her first child did.
Mhm.
And so
I don't know how to fix that.
It's a World War II U.S. Army venereal disease scare
Scare
film.
film. Maybe they wanted to scare it right out of you.
they did in vitro.
Mhm.
No, they didn't. They artificially inseminated.
Now, there's no noise, so.
Sperm her-
Man, I wish you guys could hear this.
And did genetics, and they let him grow for 13 weeks.
Uh-huh. Oh, geez.
And did genetic.
John can probably go to a link and watch it on his own in his leisure time.
Mhm.
Yeah, he could. It's not for Ian.
John
Ian,
and Ian, they both.
Ian, I just know Ian appreciates these training films so much.
Eugenics.
I don't know why the sound isn't working. I could give you this version with the words.
It's got the words running at the bottom of the screen, but we can't see
So
them.
basically, he's saying that they've got records when you're in the army of everything you do, everything about you. Now they're smoking a cigarette. They're gonna go have a good time with the what did they call them on Barney and Andy, the fun time girls or something? I can't remember.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
That one that talked like this.
That's a good role model to go at.
How come you're not shacked up for the night?
But they loved you, Janice.
I know, and
Oh, little chick got bored and he brushed her off.
But they got it from us.
you always get offered the, oh, do you want to do the screening genetic test? And
Pick a pro. Oh my gosh. Did everybody bring their
like, I guess no, but
permission slips today? I better cut. I didn't ask that first. I probably should cut that off. I forgot to ask if you all had signed permission slips. But I just I found that the other day and I thought I should show this for Ian's benefit. So there it was, Ian. Mike says, I never seen this before. Does it come in color? No, I think this was pre-color, Mike. just a guess on my part. John, they should have showed you that when you were in the Air Force. Wow, talking about eggs and bacon. Will we be sharing our news today, Tim? I don't know. Maybe. I guess. I was going to tell Mark about it, but I hadn't had a chance to talk to him. And he's got me muted, so he probably don't hear me. I can't. Am I muted or are you muted? I'm not muted.
Sure you don't.
I'm muted.
Oh,
I can't count him.
well, I turned the venereal disease thing off.
Mister.
Hang on a minute. I had some news to tell this morning. Can you hear me if I can't hear you? Okay. Well, after oh so many years, we got the word the other day that Brenda and I have to move. So we got to be finding us a place to live.
Really?
Would you try a peach?
They're selling the place?
Yeah, they're gonna redo it and
Yeah, that's
probably jack up the prices. Either way, we're gonna have to at least move out for a while or move back in. I'd like to have bought this place, but I don't think they got it for sale. We didn't know. We were surprised. It probably hadn't been a month, and Brenda and I were sitting here thinking, God, I'm so glad we don't have to move. He'd probably just die here. And then we can probably find out we're not going to get to die here.
she put a peach on your plate. Are you gonna cry?
I don't know what
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
I don't know what we're going to do yet.
That was funny. You went,
Whether we're going to stay here or go somewhere else.
And that's called an overreaction.
What was
you might like it.
Ian say?
It's sweet, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's sweet.
Dr. Strange.
I don't know if
John said something about Dr. Strangelove and Slim Pickens handing out the USSR survival kit. I know he was right. I just remember him riding that bomb down Yeehaw and waving his hat.
Here.
I think you need to call Kelly and
Are you done?
Kizzy and tell them, get ready.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we might do that. I don't know what we're going to do. We thought about trying to maybe buy part of Kelly and Brad got a couple of acres.
Go
We
get
thought
that.
about buying a sliver off that and just building us a tiny house or something, doing something
Never mind, you
new
can't
and
get
different.
the bathroom.
I was looking at like
You have to wait.
In a year, you're going to be doing that.
old barn houses yesterday just for the
I
heck of it.
know. We might.
Yeah.
We have that little one. We might
But
try.
I don't know. We'll figure something out. We got 3 months to figure it out. Four months.
Would be nice.
We don't have to move it be out until the end of March.
Comes down and Jesse, and we were poor.
But I just slowed my book buying down for the time being, Brenda said. 'cause
Well,
I'm
that sucks, dude.
moving.
Sorry about
Yeah.
that. And Mike says he suggests that you buy a horse trailer with living quarters.
Well, now, Mike, that's not such a bad idea.
Some of them are pretty nice.
We're thinking about buying a motorhome that we could.
They're
live
perfect
in
for
while
like
we-
having basset hounds and whatnot.
That's true. That's true.
For the second time?
No, it's not very long, Tina, but it'll be okay.
Especially since it's winter. That's handy.
Oh yeah, it's handy. Well, you could look at it a different way. It's not going to be so hot. Last couple of times I've moved years ago, it was hotter than 40 L's.
Yeah.
So that wasn't fun, but this probably won't be either.
Like, do dinner, wait 20 minutes.
We thought about buying a motorhome and just staying in it till we get something else lined up or built. We're thinking
I
about
don't
it.
know. What did you do?
That way, once we get settled a little bit, we can come out and visit.
You can just wander the planet getting in adventures like Kung Fu.
Yeah, I can do that. Like I said, start looking now. I'm sure the market's unstable.
Solving people's problems and getting in adventures and whatnot.
Yeah. You know, Mike, that's probably true, but I just, the market down here was so high last year, year before. I don't know where that's left prices on things. Everything may be higher than 40 hells. We just been, I don't know. We just kind of got in the renting habit, and we've just been doing that for years. So if you need hand painting, we'll come out. You need a hand paint. Oh, hand painting. I ain't painting nothing, Mike. They're wanting to redo the whole house, so I guess we'll just let them take care of that. Ian says, like Kung Fu, young grasshopper. I'm too old to be young.
Well, they got some evil plans that they're just planning on, like gutting it.
I don't know.
They're
They've been really good.
Jack up the prices and go to trading for beaver.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on. I don't know. Brenda knows more about it probably than I do. I mean, I don't know if that's the deal or if they just decided they needed to either fix the house up or there's several things that we've been talking about needing to do some things. Good time to declutter. That's what my wife says, Mike. But yeah, I'm sure that's part of the deal. They can really jack the prices up. I mean, places around here go for way more than we're paying. So I'm sure that's part of the plan. And I mean, I can't say I blame them. I mean, they could probably be making a lot more. I'm not sure what she lives in. The owner actually lives in California. So, I don't know if she's got kids. They may be getting ready to inherit or something. I'm not sure where my wife's at. She's not responding to anything I've said, so I don't know if she's still watching. She dropped me into this hole, and then she hadn't said anything else about it. Where did she go? Well, she wanted to know if we were going to share the news, and then she disappeared. Oh, well. Anyway, I hadn't told anybody. We've known for, I guess, a week or so. And I just hadn't mentioned it. Excuse me. I really didn't think we'd be moving anytime soon. So get a small cabin and make sure there's utilities outside for a fifth wheel to park for visitors. I will do that, Mike. We'll do that for sure. Mike, I don't think Tim thinks his stuff is clutter, and don't think Brenda thinks her stuff is clutter. I don't. Here, that's a funny thing you mentioned, Tina. I don't think my stuff is clutter. Brenda seems to think my stuff is clutter. I haven't heard her mention her stuff being cluttered, but they're going to update everything in the house, which it needs, so it won't be ready on the market for a while. Yeah, we don't know how long it'll take. I mean, they need to, if they're really going to do that, they'll probably have to do some electrical wiring and, I don't know. They may put a roof on. Hang on a minute. Teddy's wanting out. Let me get him out the door here. Hang on. I hear you, bud. Hang on a minute. I'm back. There I am. I'm back.
I said, I don't know where you went, and I was on mute. But then you answered me immediately.
Well, I had to let Teddy out. He was
Hollering?
yeah, well, he needed out the door. He probably needed to go to the little kitty room. And Brenda's saying I'm ready to declutter. Brenda's ready to declutter. She wants me to get rid of all my stuff, I'm sure. And then she said, our daughters are going to come in and look at everything that we could possibly sell and have a small real estate sale. Yeah, they probably will do that.
The big box of wrapping paper.
It was a.
But anyway, that's going to happen.
Go online and.
Well, that sucks, buddy.
Oh, yeah, it does. That's what I was going to talk to you about this week. We never got a chance to talk. So
Closes December 3rd.
just,
Yeah.
I don't know. At first, it didn't really bother me, and then it did bother me. Now it's kind of just, we just got to figure out what we're going to do.
Wow, look at all these braided birds.
So there's got to be some little bitty burg like outside of Knoxville there where you could get the heck out of town.
Yeah, we've thought about that too. We might look into that.
I mean, you don't have to be
You want to support all.
like me and live 400 gazillion miles from everything. You could live 10 miles from something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. I mean,
I'm sure there's a crack house or something you could rent real real. We got houses in Opal that you could buy for probably not very much money if you want.
Oh yeah,
They're probably former crack houses or meth.
Oh, well,
I don't know. Is there a difference, meth and crack?
Yes.
well,
My
close enough.
daughter just said yes.
Well, there is, but meth's probably more dangerous on the other end of it. But crack certainly isn't a good thing either. Mike says he wants to throw away all Alexander stuff. Our basement's filled with his stuff in boxes. It's about 700 square feet of boxes. Man.
Well, how long she got in the house yet?
That's another good question. I think
before you ship him off to the Air Force for real.
Mike says if you get a fixer upper, he'd come down and help, but he ain't touching no crack house. You're no friend, Mike.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, you got to draw the line somewhere. I don't blame you. I wouldn't touch it
Going
either.
on the floor, that's when I know he's.
Yeah, they got, I don't know about up there, but down here, they've got to, if that is the case, if somebody owns a house and, some renters in there cooking meth, they have to disclose that to new buyers and stuff because
She's an attention whore.
it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
She begs for attention.
Yeah, they'd have the same rule here.
I don't know. They might have made that a federal thing, but it's a good thing they did. I mean, that stuff permeates the walls.
Well, we got some old single wide trailer houses, and heck, we got one on our property.
Yeah,
it'd be a unique fixer-upper opportunity.
they cook meth in it.
You mean
No,
to
no,
the
it
dump?
no, it never had any. It never had any criminal
What are you gonna
activities
do with
going
that?
on, but it's elderly, and it's not really a. I mean, it's more like a big fifth wheel kind of a trailer deal. But
You didn't live in that, did
that's where I threatened to move Caitlin to.
you?
Then she'd be close to town.
About talking to Phil.
That, you ain't right.
To burn something down.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so close to Opal city limits. I bet the Opal mayor would love to.
Brenda says that's what she said. That's the one
Somewhere.
thing we realize is we're retired, so we can go anywhere we want to, which is opens up a whole big world. Yeah, lots of possibilities, and you know me, I can't make up my mind about anything.
You could go like move down to like a salt marsh, like in
We've
Texas
looked
or somewhere, and like
Some websites,
and just
they
fish
do
for
little,
redfish
like,
every day. And
Yeah, it could,
And
but
they're
you know how
really cute.
how comfortable the climate is down there.
I've threatened that several times, especially last winter.
Yeah, well, I can understand that.
And then Sammy and we were talking yesterday about moving down to Childress, Texas, and running cows on his uncle's ranch.
And yeah, where you go hog hunting and stuff.
Where we go hog hunting, and just like that, we could survive that climate.
The mine had sold a bunch of land closer to town, like where Jamie and.
Like said, Brenda, that's exciting anywhere on the world, but I would stay on this continent. Yeah, you can bet on that, Mike. I'm not.
And the northern 2/3 of it.
Yeah, I'm probably in the northern 2/3. I might come up and visit the land of old Canada, but I don't think I'm going down anywhere south. Not unless I can skip part of it. I'm sure there's still parts of Mexico.
And there's great people and great folks and great country left down there.
You just got to get
But
away from the bad part.
When it's real rural, it can be pretty dangerous, because that's where the hoodoos and Hanks hang out now.
Yeah, you spent a little time down there in the country.
Yeah, I love that country and the people, but boy, it's just not safe anymore. You know, there's no places you can go that you don't bump into the bad people.
Yeah, that's a problem.
They really have infiltrated that rural part of the country down there, and because they don't get aggravated by people like law enforcement or the Mexican Marines.
Yeah, Brenda keeps saying she wants to go to New Zealand. Oh, that'd be so nice of you, Diana. I appreciate that.
If you guys went to New Zealand, you could send me some of them green lip mussels.
Okay.
Isn't that what they're called?
Yep.
That you make your Omega XL or whatever out of.
You've been watching the same shows I watch.
I just my shoulders and knees and whatnot hurt so bad anymore. It's like, if that's a snake oil that works, send me a bottle of that stuff.
Yeah, me too.
And my daughter just informed me that I'm a dumbass and I need to just take Omega-3.
Well, it probably help. It's what the original snake
Pardon my
oil
French.
did.
A dummy.
No.
Yeah, and green lip mussels. If you never seen those, they run commercials here all the time on some channels. They supposedly make some kind of omega something or another.
You gotta watch Duck Dynasty or Rodeos or something.
Yeah,
like that.
those kind of shows show those things all the time.
Yeah, like here's a miracle cure for your because you're old and crippled because you treated your body badly. Here's a way you can take care of it.
Mike says, in answer to Diana offering to buy us a
You're
park,
gonna need
you need more in the park. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate you stepping up. What you say about blue? Oh, blue. Brenda wants a blue parka. I think I like to have something brighter color in case I get lost in the snow or something.
Well, it might be good to have white on because then you can just throw your hands up and like, I've met the snow walker.
True.
When you take your long walk.
Yeah, that's true. And nobody'd find me long. By the time they found me, it'd be, all done.
My good buddy's daddy told him, he's like, if I get to where I don't know who I am, you open the door up and just let me out in a blizzard.
Yeah.
And it'll be okay.
Mike says he doesn't recommend white, though. You're camouflaged in the snow traffic won't see you. Well, Mike, that was kind of the point.
That's the point. When you go to meet the snow walker,
You're not coming back. You
go up to Churchill and meet the big white furry guys.
Yeah, meet the big fight. That wouldn't bother. I mean,
and maybe yellow would be better than yum yellow.
Yeah, they might like lemon.
Like they used to say about wetsuits, if you were wearing yum yellow, the sharks would get you.
Oh, I'd rather be eaten by bears and rot in the ground anyway. So,
yeah, it's just that period where it starts and it ends that would be a little difficult to take.
Well, maybe by the time you got out there, though, you'd already meet the snow walker, and the bear would just be
come clean you up.
Yeah, come clean you up.
Yeah.
Part of the passing.
Kind of the way I feel about magpies and coyotes.
Same thing. Yep. Exactly.
And then some archaeologists 10,000 years from now can find my remains.
Yep. That'd be a good thing, I think.
Yep. Oh, he's like, he had a bank caved in over him.
Yeah. He fell off his horse and the bank caved in on him, just like Lonesome Dove, Conager or somebody. I can't remember.
Like Conager, just like that guy on the start, Conager. Yeah.
Sure enough. Hey, did I show you? I probably showed you a picture of this. Is my new watch.
You sent me pictures of the inside, the internals of that thing, and what was all that hand scratching in the case?
That's where the
is that where they they etched that they worked on it on a certain day or something?
Yeah, that's where all the railroads had technicians. I don't know what they called them. Maybe they were watch repair guys, but they every so often the conductors had to have their watches calibrated to make sure everything was still good, because that was a really big deal on the train, especially before radios and telephones and that kind of stuff.
Right, you had to be on time.
You had to know where everybody else was at what time, and so they had to take the watches in and have them set, and they would scratch inside. Every one of them had kind of their own, I won't say their own language, but their own signature, kind of a thing. And they would mark in there, and I don't know, who knows what it means. There was probably some secret clockworker's code or something. Watch repair guys or something did, but both of my watches have all kinds. I've got 2 train watches, and both of them have that kind of stuff on the inside.
Well, I remember watching one of the best. It's not the train isn't a big part of it, other than delivering this young man. It's a Farley Mowat story called "Lost in the Barrens," and kid goes from Toronto, I think, up to northern Manitoba to live with his fur bearing uncle. because his parents had been killed in an automobile crash, and he went
Yeah.
to northern Manitoba, and they told him his uncle was a fur baron. Turns out he was just a trapper, lived in a little cabin on a lake and built canoes. It's a cool
I've
movie.
seen
But he travels up there on a train, and the guy, the conductor or whatever, is always walking around with his watch. But he says if the blizzards don't get us and a moose doesn't derail the train, we'll be up there, within 3 or 4 days of when they were supposed to be there. So,
Yeah. That's right, Tina. I can remember people talk. I remember that a little bit. People talking about, hearing the train whistle certain time of day was just kind of a standard thing.
it was like it was almost like a work whistle. They blow we've got, a couple gas plants here local close to the house, and they blow a whistle every day at noon, right exactly at noon. Well, you've heard it. You were here.
Yeah. Carol says that her husband was just talking about that movie yesterday, Mark.
That's a great movie, Carol, if you haven't seen it. And there was actually a second one that they made called The Curse of the Viking Tomb. And
I think I've seen those movies.
And I can't find. I've got a copy of the first one, but I've never been able to find the second one. I saw it on PBS or something one time, and
I got you that copy.
And anyway, it's you can't talk over there if you don't get on the screen.
Okay.
Come around, get on the screen.
You tell my daughter she can't be talking if she's going to be in the background.
Hey.
Oh, there he goes. Sorry, guys, I'm eating a little late today. I'm pretty sure I have seen that both of those movies. In fact, Muscle Talk. No, we moved away from Muscle, John. We were talking about other things. Hey, Boone.
Look at this boy. He's got.
Oh, you're ready to go, man.
He's got mud boots on and them checkered. I guess they're pajamas. They're nice and thick, though. They're built just for Wyoming or Manitoba, according to Mike.
Yeah. We're talking movies now, John. Or we were. And now Tina wants to know how much turkey we had Thursday.
And he brought me a special toy.
All right.
I bet you haven't seen one of these in a day or two.
It's been a day or two, but I have seen them before.
It's still a block of wood.
There you are. Say hi.
Hey, Teddy.
You want to say hi to anybody?
So remember when they used to make all these Fisher Price toys out of wood?
Yeah, they would. In fact, they were, among other things, they made good things to throw it at, toss at your brother and sister.
You could use the Fisher Price telephone as a mace and hit your brother in the eye with it and give him the worst black eye he ever had. I've had bulls hit me in the face and I've had horses hit me in the face. And still the worst black eye I ever had was from my sister.
It seems like I've heard that story, but I don't remember details.
She grabbed that handset and hit me with the big part of the telephone, just like she was a Viking warrior.
That hurt just a little
And
bit.
she was only probably 4 years old when she did that. So, but she was mean, you know. She was always mean.
She's still mean. I've known that girl for a while. She ain't never changed too much.
She's boxing up all her grandbabies and taking them on a trip to the Bahamas.
You're kidding me.
And my father is not happy.
Well, of course he's not.
She don't need to be traveling with them grandbabies on airplanes and, you know, over the ocean and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
How many kids is that?
and he's like, I had to do that as a young man. They shouldn't have to do that.
Well, that's
I'm
gonna
like,
be
Dad, we're going down to the Bahamas. That's our territory. It belongs to us.
it's not quite the same as when he took his trip, though.
Exactly. Like
It'll be
they're
a
not
little
gonna
bit
have to
different.
they don't have to sit in a cargo net and
Right.
sateen utilities and go like to some jungle
Far, far from home.
far, far from home to meet people of a foreign culture.
That's right. Well, not at least not that kind of foreign culture.
A Fisher Price phone. That's
Hey.
exactly what.
That is kind of funny. I mean, I have to admit. And
Yeah,
but
we
I,
had all those kind of cool toys back in the day. You could kill yourselves with.
oh yeah, we had good stuff back then.
Lawn darts.
Yeah, we grew up with lawn darts. Who knew they would outlaw them someday?
And we could
You couldn't play with them anymore.
and we'd shoot arrows up in the air with our little Fred Bear bows, and
To
then
see
try
where
to
they
catch
would
and
land.
then try to catch them.
I remember the first time I ever figured out I had one of my bows. It was one of my early bows, probably that yellow fiberglass thing that I got. The first bow I ever got, Mom got it for me with green stamps.
With the
I
green
remember
stuff.
the first. Yeah, she got it at the green stamp store. It was one of those, Shakespeare fiberglass bows, And I remember the first time I pulled it back and just let one fly. I was down at my granddad's because he had a big farm fields where I could, and I was absolutely amazed at how far that arrow went and where it landed.
They go clear out of sight.
Oh, they go plumb out of sight. And you're lucky if you do find it.
Remember, Fred himself made all them little fiberglass bows, little recurves for boys.
Yeah.
When they started with blue one, that like a blue bear, and then they had you graduated up to a green bear, and then a red bear, and the red bear was like a 25-pounder, and you could send an arrow.
I believe that's
clear
what I
outside.
thought. Hang on just a minute. Let me
And
grab.
Ian says lawn darts are great.
Yeah. He can tell by the hole in his head. I never even imagined them being dangerous,
And they were never used as they were supposed to be used. They immediately became something that you dodged.
Whoa. Okay.
Uh-oh, he's down.
No, I'm not down. I'm up. I didn't go down. I just bumped the door. But I have this.
Just watch your feet. We were more worried about the tops of our heads, Ian.
Oh, you can't see it. I got a new
That's 'cause
mouse.
you don't have your pitch. There you are. Look at that.
Thinking of Fred
Oh, that's
Bear.
a wood one.
Yeah, this is an early Fred Bear.
That's
This
a
is one of the ones I
laminate.
got the girls. This is a little bear. And it says it's glass powered.
And Tina said, kids' imaginations roam. That's what they had an actual game. You were supposed to throw those darts at like a hoop, as I recall. They had like a circle you threw
Yeah.
on the ground. But we immediately turned them into like,
Weapons of
let's
war.
see if we can like dodge these things.
I need you to help me figure out what size strings I need to either buy or make for this. And I got one more I need to string, but
Well,
I think
what's the weight on it? Because I
Well,
could
it's-
make you a Flemish twist string.
well, it's only 12 or 15 pounds at 24 inches.
Yeah, so I got lots of string material. I could make
It's-
you a string
It's
pretty quick.
45 inch. It
And
says
then we'll
it's-
just put a timber hitch on the bottom, and that way you don't have to have a specific length.
so I can adjust it.
Yeah, you can just use the timber hitch knot on the bottom knot
Okay.
and tie it on hard and fast.
Yeah.
And then you have a loop at the top on the top knock,
Okay.
and it's always adjusted that way. That's the
Well-
way I do all my strings now. I don't use a bottom loop. I use a timber hitch.
Yeah, I saw yours, I think, and I've seen somebody else do that. It's probably that guy that was on alone. I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Clay Hayes.
Clay Hayes.
Yeah, he does timber hitches.
But I'd like to fix this one. I may have the string here for it, but I've got to look. But Kelly wanted to start shooting a little bit again. I told her, this is going to be small for her, but I wanted her to at least get the mechanics down a little bit before she moved up to something heavier.
Well, she was at the house the other day. Did she take some
No,
bows with her?
Not yet. These are the ones I told her I'd have to get the strings on. And like I said, I think I've got strings. I just hadn't. Well, I forgot. I've had something else on my mind.
Well, yeah, just get me the AMO on that, and
Okay.
I'll just build you a string.
All right. I would be fine.
It'll be
The,
brown and gold because that's the only color of strings I make. But
No, that doesn't matter. Tina says weaponry. Hot dang. And I kind of used to collect these things. And, I used to look for them in odd and different places. I got one hanging over there that's an old longbow made by, I don't know who it's made by. It's one I picked up from auction. And I guess it came with a string. I was just sitting here thinking, did I pull a string off my other longbows? But no, that's the one it came with. But it's kind of a wood fiberglass kind of thing too. I thought it was all wood, a self bow, but I don't think it is. It's not, but it looks like one from more than a few feet. And I got it for a couple bucks on the auction. I didn't pay anything for it, but I thought it was neat. But I've got a bunch of recurves I picked up over the years, and I've got one I really think special. It's just some idiot strung it and set it in the corner somewhere, no doubt in the sun, and it warped one of the limbs. But it's a takedown from a bygone era. Takedown bows are the thing these days. You can replace limbs or change weights and just all kinds of things, even in the recurve bow world, and longbows too, for that matter. But
I have a really cool takedown recurve that I found somewhere.
do you?
That's it's a Fred Bear bow, and it was a commemorative bow, a 1976 red, white, and blue special edition.
Centennial year.
Yeah, during the centennial
Bicentennial.
year. Bicentennial, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you didn't show me that.
It's a cool bow. It's all fiberglass. It's solid fiberglass. The limbs are. But it's a cool old bow.
Does it have those those not fiber? Does it have those Fred Bear's bow? Their takedowns had like a slide lock or something. I don't
Yeah,
know what
that's
to call it.
exactly what it's got. That same
Yeah.
kind of lock, the same kind of takedown he used for everything at that
Oh,
time.
cool! That is cool. Well, that's
But it, like I said, it's not a laminated bow. So
right. It's just solid. That must have been an early one.
it's not very forgiving shooting wise.
Then. I bet it shoots kind of hard too in the hand.
But they made it special for the Olympics or something, and during the bicentennial year.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was that the year the Olympics were in Mexico
I
City.
don't remember, but that's when it was built, was during the bicentennial, and they used them either that year or whatever year the Olympics were in, the Summer Olympics, when they do archery shooting.
Okay, Tina, I'll do that. Hang on a minute. Let me go grab examples of each right here in my closet. Knocking things everywhere here. Shaking the tree, boss. Shaking the tree. Oh, shaking the bush, whatever.
Is that my old bow?
Did you go fetch one too?
I just went and got a little horse bow.
Okay. Well, see, Mark has an advantage on most people. He makes his own. And has made me one. I hadn't got it out of the closet yet.
Why is that? There it is.
Is that yours or is that one of the kids?
That's mine.
Is that made out of Osage?
Osage. There's the belly of the bow, Osage. And there's the back of the bow, which is sinew, elk sinew.
Okay.
And it's not very long.
See, that bow's about the size of this little kid's bow I got here, but that one's a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's about 60 pounds at my
Whoa,
drawback.
that's a lot
Yeah.
for a short bow.
And it's it's a copy of like a Lakota style or Comanche style horse bow. They were made, specifically to shoot off the back of your pony.
Would you call that a flat bow, or how would you describe that on other bow terms?
Well, they call them gull wing bows because they got this curve you put in them.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
But it's hell for stout.
I bet it is.
It shoots an arrow about 185 feet per second.
Oh, wow.
Which is, for a traditional bow, pretty quick.
Yeah, it is. So, Tina, this is a recurve style bow. See the way the bow, the limbs are bent to a certain shape and radius, and then when you string it, it's pulled back so that the bow looks like this. This one doesn't have a string on it, and it's recurved back, and the string lies along this groove. Well, it's knots right here, and then it lays down along the back. When you string it, it's got a gap between the bow and your string is about, far on this bow probably. And which is important too. And then this one has a weight at 24 inches, so it's made for a short little arrow because it's a kid's bow. Now, a takedown, drop it in the floor. A takedown is an animal all to itself, which I thought was kind of a magical bean for a long time. But this is a takedown bow, and this is an odd and different takedown bow. And I found this one time. I'm kind of proud of this bow, even though it has a twist in it. I've never seen one like it, and it's got a takedown lever screw right here, and it's going for me to take down. Let me get some toolage out. Here I go. So see if you unscrew this. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Yeah, there you go. Normally you wouldn't put it in there real tight so you can take it out. The whole idea was a takedown the limbs could be changed. Now in this one you can't change the limbs, but the other thing is that you can carry it, or you can ship it, or you can put it in your car. You take this out, and on this bow, you just slide these metal pieces apart, and now you got a bow that's only half as long as it was a minute ago. So you can put it in a little case and carry it if you're traveling, or put it in your car, or just don't have a lot of space to put it in your TP or whatever. You can take it down like this.
Carry it in your backpack when you're hiking in.
Yeah, put it in your backpack, and this was a nice old bow. I really wish they hadn't have warped the limbs on it, but that's a common problem. Mark and I used to look, because you find bows all the time. If you look for old bows, you're invariably going to find one laying on a table somewhere, and it's already assembled. And it's probably been assembled for its whole life, and it's been sitting in a corner somewhere on the tips, and the weight of the string's been pulling it. And usually in the sun, we always joke about that, but and then over time the tips get warped, and when they get warped like that, they're not much count. I shot this one for a while, and then it just started acting like it was going to crack. I was thinking the twisted limb had a gap in it somewhere in the laminations now, so I don't shoot it. But I keep it because I've never seen one like this. I've never seen one that came apart like this.
What species of bow is that?
Ben Pearson.
Oh, it's a Pearson bow.
It's a signature 7331 is what it says.
He was from Northeast Arkansas.
Is that where he was from?
And one of the original bowyers that made bows for mass production in the country. Him and Fred Bear were contemporaries.
I think I've got a couple more Pearson bows, but they're not takedowns.
I think he was from Jonesboro, right there north of Jonesboro.
Yeah.
Not Tennessee, but Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah.
Right there on the river.
This is about a 47-pound bow, I think at 28 inches. So about 50 pounds probably where I draw. And maybe not quite, but it's it's a neat bow. I just really like it. And I just wish
I had one of those little, and I think we found it. We went to a sale or something, found a bunch of bows one time, and I had a little Kodiak. I think it was the Magnum. It was a little short one.
Yeah.
Bear made, and it had a twisted limb. And I hunted with it for years, and then I was walking into a deer stand in Arkansas, and I was just flexing my bow. Yeah, I just strung it, and I was flexing it a couple times, and that sucker blew up on me and ran fiberglass shards down into my forearm. That was not a happy.
Yeah, I remember that. That's partly why I quit shooting this one.
And it just, I mean, it was like when it went off, it was like a rifle shot. And
But I really hated it. You know, I just hate to see a bow done that way.
yeah, I mean, they'd have lasted 2 lifetimes if they'd have been treated properly.
Yeah. You might still be shooting it.
But people are hard on equipment, I guess. So
They just don't think about it, I reckon. I don't know. They didn't. For some people, I guess they were too much trouble to string and unstring, and standing it up in a corner somewhere, I guess, was just an easy thing to do. I don't know.
yeah,
And this Tina is a longbow. See, it's more or less got straight limbs. That's okay, Teddy. Ain't that?
and it's long,
Uh,
and it's long.
and it's long, yeah. That hence a longbow as opposed to, a short bow.
It's like a bow that Robin Hood would have shot.
Yeah, this is what Robin Hood shot, or if you see movies of, the English fighting the French in the night days, whatever they call
When
it.
the boys were at Agincourt.
Yeah, Agincourt, the Welsh archers or whatever came in there and killed all the French. And
Yeah, they had Creasy and they had Agincourt, if you're French, but my people were Welsh, so
yeah,
they
that's
were,
true.
shooting at them Frenchies. And we
Mine
can
were
go to
too.
Agincourt if we want to.
Mine were probably making bows or making arrows or pulling or drawing and shooting one or the other. They don't think, okay, well, we look, he's going out.
All I know is they filled the sky full of arrows with bodkin points on them.
Yes, they did.
And
It's amazing what they
and
carried.
emptied a lot of saddles really quickly.
Yeah, the French weren't prepared for that. The longbow was sort of a Welsh/English weapon at that time, and some of the other groups just didn't use archers like that. I'm sure they had some, but they didn't use them the same way. And if you ever watched the movie Henry V, Henry V, one of my favorite lines of ever is when he gives the St. Crispin's Day speech. But if you watch them, they would literally take bundles of arrows like this on these and load wagons with them. And what they would do was they somehow would stand them up, and the archers would line up at, kind of behind all the rest of the soldiers, or maybe up front. I guess it depends on their situation. And they would shoot, they would just all shoot at once. And this rainbow of arrows would come raining down on the other side. And when you got an arrow like that coming straight down, it's got some velocity, and they would puncture armor. And not to mention kill their horses and had a great deal to do with the English winning those battles, because they were able, like Mark said, they emptied a lot of saddles that way. And then they had little guys that would run along and finish off the ones that wasn't dead yet. Wasn't a pretty. I'm sure it wasn't a pretty sight.
Yeah,
But
what's your MOS soldier? Oh, I'm an eye slit dagger guy.
Yeah, for example. I'm a ES 107.
We have not been kind to each other
No, we have not. As
for a long
even
time.
the species has not been kind to one another. We had to all pick a different path in life, and sometimes they cross badly. But that's, those are the different bows that Mark and I have shot.
So on that happy thought,
And there's also one I didn't show, and Mark doesn't. I doubt if you've even owned one. is a compound bow, which is what most people shoot today. And although traditional bows, which these are considered traditional,
And they're actual bows.
huh?
They're actual bows.
Yeah, these are actual bows.
Compounds are a machine. They're not a bow.
Yeah, that's true. They don't have
I mean,
soul.
their
That's
limbs
true.
don't flex. They're not. They don't meet the definition.
The new ones don't. The new ones don't even look like bows to me. Some of them are just. I don't even know how they work. But yeah, that's what a lot of people use today. I have one I made out of a kit bow one time in here, but I carried it maybe one season, maybe two, and then I put it up and went back to my recurves, and because they're so much lighter. Recurves and longbows are just so much lighter than compound bows. Although I'm sure they make lighter ones than the one I had.
Well, and they have a soul.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And this one I'm proud. This one's kind of cool. I'm probably more proud of it than I should be, but because it's probably not that great of a stretch, but it's actually got my name on it. And my birthday, 1989, when they made it for me or sent it to me.
That's your hill bow, isn't it?
That's my Hill Henry. I worked with Hill Henry. That's my
Howard Hill.
Howard Hill bow. Yeah, Howard Hill was the archery guy that shot in a lot of the movies for the movies. He did a lot of the trick shooting. If you ever saw the old movie with Errol Flynn in it, that Robin Hood, Howard Hill did most of the shooting in that movie.
And he shot guys.
Daddy wanted to
He literally shot human beings in that movie that had like targets or
that's right. They had
like plywood shields in their back and stuff, and he actually shot them.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Buddy. You got crackers?
Crackers? Teddy, you want crackers?
Chuck them your crackers.
Are
You're going to eat it instead.
Are those saltine crackers?
No, I don't know what they are.
Teddy likes saltine crackers. Uh-oh, I heard that.
Uh-oh. What was that? Was that Aunt Caitlin? Did she do that?
do what?
Whatever
Spaghetti-O?
dropped.
Sounded like a lid or something.
You want to go read the dinosaur book?
Uh-oh. Dad just offered to read the dinosaur book. He's gone.
Uh-oh.
He's gone now. He even left his crackers.
Oh, my. Dinosaur book's important. I'm glad to know he's getting brought up right and reading books already. That's good.
He really likes cars, too. Kept
Does
figuring
he?
that one out. He's
Probably-
really big. He's really big into Mater right now, and
Well, Mater's a good thing to be into. I like Mater too. Yeah, Ian says it's always
like
a party.
Mater without the tub.
Yeah. Ian says it's always a party at your house.
On the weekend, certainly.
Oh, mercy. Anyway, that's the bow. That's, kind of bow history in a nutshell. But Mark makes self bows, which means they're all made out of single piece of wood. All of these are laminate bows. And a couple of these are probably all fiberglass layers, but the Howard Hill bow is a composite or laminate bow, but it's got bamboo in it. This is bamboo, and this is wood in the riser. This part of the bow is called the riser, and it's where the handle is. And it does have a layer of fiberglass here that gives it extra strength and makes it last longer.
And I remember I read a story, he went to Japan
Yes.
and bought their entire stock of bamboo for bows.
That's what I recall too.
Like one big shipment he bought 1,000 years worth of bamboo.
Something
Probably.
like that. Yeah, because they thought it was I don't know if he learned to make bows over there or where that part of that came from, but he liked bamboo and all his. At the time I bought this bow, I'm pretty sure all of his bows were bamboo. I haven't looked to see if they're still in business, but I
They
mean
are
he's
still in business.
long gone, of course.
Of course, he's long dead, but
Yeah, he's long dead.
they're still in business. I think they're in Montana.
Yeah, they may be actually.
Big Timber somewhere. I think they went to Big Timber. Kind of like Shiloh Sharps went to Big Timber.
Are they still out there? Are they still making rifles?
As far as I know,
I think they are.
they were in Binghamton, New York, and then they moved to Big Timber. Just because Montana was more of a gun-friendly state than New York was. So
Imagine that. That true, Tina?
that's why we got people coming here from California now. We just had a company open not that long ago right here in town that make long-range ammunition, and they moved specifically to get out the heck out of California.
Well, I didn't know this until just I might have found this out after I came back from your place. But Smith and Wesson is now headquartered somewhere here in Tennessee.
Yep, Tennessee's a real friendly state. Yeah. Weatherby moved to Sheridan, Wyoming, from California. And those aren't like little manufacturing.
No, they're big.
They're pretty big. They would have generated pretty significant funds for the state of California, and it's like, well, you treat us bad, we're leaving.
Yeah, Ian, I don't know if you're old enough or not, but there was a time, I don't remember what year. This probably been in the 80s. And there was a bank in Colorado that if you opened up a savings account of, I think it was if you opened it up a couple $1,000 account, I can't remember what it wasn't as much as you might think, but it was a couple thousand, I think. And they would give you in lieu of interest, they would give you a Weatherby rifle. And there was a couple, I don't know what, I guess you had a choice of calibers, but they would
open an account and get a free rifle.
Open an account, deposit that money. Now, you couldn't get that money out for some X number of years. That's how they were working it. So they used your money for 10 years or whatever, and instead of interest on your money, you got a Weatherby custom rifle, and which was a pretty big deal back then. He's only been there since '94. We need to check with my wife's family. It was a big deal because even back then there were people that were really giving them a hard time about that because they didn't think, they thought a toaster was a more significant, more appropriate gift than a rifle. Our governor is literally trying to get Remington shut down. Remington is a single employer in a couple of towns here. If it leaves, the towns die. Yeah, and Remington is the oldest. It is the oldest gun manufacturer in the United States. Now they've gone through several hands over the years, and I think recently shut down a lot of their stuff because of a lawsuit at Sandy Hook. Actually, and but somebody else has got them. They're still up and running and making rifles and shotguns. Oh, they're east. So they're what? Ilion, Tina? Is that right? Ilion, New York, or something like that. I think. And they've got other plants. I mean, they've got ammunition plants. Seems like there's an ammunition plant in Arkansas. It used to be a Remington plant. I'm not sure if it's still there, but Remington at one time had a great reputation for building off the shelf rifles. They weren't custom, well, they may have been custom work, but they had some good rifles in their day. And I've got a Remington 22 rifle I got from my dad when I was about 10, and I love it. It's just the best shooting little rifle I think I've ever had. There you go.
Look at that beauty.
That's a oh, is that your Hopkins and Allen?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
That's the one that Dale willed me. That's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's sitting here handy.
For birds and such.
Well, in case the Blackfeet attack, you know.
That's a drop block, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, a little fallen block.
Yeah, well, fallen block. It's not like it's not a Remington rolling block though. Like mine. I've got one similar to what Mark had there. Well, they used to call boys rifles. And he's got a couple of them. He's got one little bitty one. What's Hopkins and Allen sounds like a vaudeville company. Well, they could have been, and I don't know.
They made rifles on the side.
Yeah. They made rifles. I'm not sure how far they went back, but they made some stuff during the Civil War, and they made target rifles back in the days of the Creedmoor, back when the matches at Creedmoor were a big deal. What's going on, Ted? I think Teddy's tired of me. I'm leaning on Teddy's chair. I think he's tired of me bumping his head. You want to get in? We had something hit the window earlier. They hit the sliding glass door. Come on, I'll leave you alone. Let me move you over just a little bit. That way you won't be hitting you in the head. Sorry.
Where are you going?
Where'd your crackers
I
go,
disturbed his
bud?
nap. And I don't know what I was talking about now. Oh, Hopkins and Allen, I guess. Oh, the Creedmoor matches. They might have been in New York too, now that I think about it. Is there a Creedmoor, New York? Or is that in England? Maybe that was England. But I know it was a big deal. I mean, America used to send shooters over for things like that, and they were usually shooting stuff like Sharp rifles and Remington rolling blocks and Hopkins and Allen single shots and things that, multiple hundreds of yards with these things and doing quite well with them. And there's a position where you lay down literally on your back and you lay the rifle across your leg. You have to hold your leg at a certain angle and brace the rifle kind of along your toe, and you put the butt against your shoulder and you look down across, you aim down like you normally would, but you're laying down. And they actually call that the Creedmoor position. Somebody figured out that was a steady position to shoot from. I shot pistols, long range pistols at silhouettes that way. And I learned real quick that if you shoot a revolver, you have to have a pretty thick piece of leather on your leg. Otherwise, you'll eat right through your britches leg. Levi thick denim is not a good deterrent for that. I learned that quick.
The Creedmoor position. I wonder if they do that in yoga.
I don't know.
They got them like down dog and dying coyote and whatnot.
Well, the Creedmoor ought to be in there somewhere. I need to invent that and do a whole different kind of yoga, maybe. Ian says, founded in Norwich, Connecticut. Not sure why. I've never heard. Oh, you mean Hopkins?
Well, then Robertson's was doing the yoga, and he said, "I'm going to show you the dying fat man."
Who was?
One of them Robertsons off of Duck Dynasty.
Oh.
This is dying fat man, and this is.
Oh, that figures. Yeah, I shot with a guy that was a state champion for several times. I don't know how many years in a row, but with pistols, and he showed me how to shoot Creedmoor and get in the right position and brace yourself. Time, fat man. He thought that was funny. And it's a pretty steady way to shoot. He loaned me a pistol. He had a custom made 7mm long range target pistol made out of on a Remington Action. They used to make this thing called a Remington Jet. It was caliber 223 when they made it, or 221, excuse me. And it was called the 221, or maybe the 221 Jet. And the handgun was bolt action, and it was made just for hunting and varmint shooting and target ranges. And World Silhouette people got involved in that, and of course that brought all kinds of gunsmiths out of the works. And they all tinkered with it and changed the barrels and used the actions. And he had something called a 7mm International that was the International Silhouette Association used to sell brass and things, I guess, to help raise funds. And some of those special brasses that people made, that used to call them Wildcats, and put them. And that's what they would be made up, and most people had to make them themselves. And this thing, he let me shoot it. He told me how to adjust the sights for the target ranges, because you start out at like 25 yards and work your way out to 200 yards or meters. And that thing shot like nothing I've ever seen. I missed the very first target because we had the sight adjusted wrong. We went to the far sight instead of the close sights or close targets. So I shot over the first one, but after that, I just mowed them down for out to about 175 yards. And I think that's when you hit turkeys. The Silhouette's a turkey, and it's hard to hit. But then the Rams are what at 200, and it was just, that was fun. That was fun to do, that long range kind of stuff. And you remember how they used to do that at Friendship? Of course, those were muzzle loading rifles instead of breech loading, but they shot out 500 or 600 yards, I think, with those things.
You'd hear them, the rifle report, and then ding, when they were shooting gongs out there. You heard that all day long. Boom, ding, boom.
Yep.
Ding.
And those guys would get up real early in the morning and shoot too when the wind wasn't blowing.
Yep.
Because they were shooting at such long ranges. And that's the only place I've ever seen whale oil used.
With what?
Do you remember that whale oil? WHALE. They used to lube their patches with. Some of them, they still had it. It was kind of a leftover from a bygone era, if you will. Guys that still had a little can of it from years when you could buy
They
it.
had them little flat cans of sperm oil.
Yep.
Or sperm whale oil.
And they guarded that stuff like gold because, once it was gone, it was gone. I'm sure, well, I'm not sure. I would imagine most of them have long since run out, but.
I'd like to have one of those cans.
Yeah, me too. I like those little tins of things like that. I've got some, I still carry pills and different things in cap cans. They're like this one. This one's not percussion caps, but it's made like that. And push in the lid, pop it off, and you reach in there and get a cap for your next rifle shot. Or, in this case, a breath mint. But I just like little tins like that. I carried a percussion cap tin with Vaseline in it for years, so I'd have it for my lips and stuff when I was working outside. And they didn't sell it back then in a tube for lip protection or whatever. And I made my own up in one of those little cans or little tins, which are about that size. Handy things to have around. We just don't have. We make things and throw them away now instead of making them reusable. It's a shame. Ian said he'd rather have a breath mint. Well, it depends on the situation, Ian. Oh, me. Well, let's see. What else can I break out here that's fun and exciting?
I don't know.
Oh, did I show you my new books?
You don't have no new books.
I got some new old books.
You ain't supposed to have no books.
Well,
I didn't start your book habit.
well, I didn't start yours either. Yeah, I got that.
They keep sending me like little deals on Facebook and things about like leather bound token books and things.
Oh, tempting.
And I'm
you,
just
really.
like, you need to quit doing that.
They don't know what it's like to have that.
I got the whole set. I don't need another copy of the whole set.
Well, I got those. I got that set of 10 volumes James Fenimore Cooper books. That's right there they are.
Right there they are.
And they're fine too. They're
Are they leather bound?
No, I don't think so. I wish they were. They kind of look like leather, but they're not. They're old. They were all
Oh, so they're originals.
they're originals. They're not first editions, I'm sure, but I think the date in them, somebody has put their name and date when they got them. I think it was Christmas of 24 when they received them as a gift. And yeah, probably some kind of linen, Tina. Hang on, I'll get one of them to show you.
I have a shark truck. Look at this one.
These are the kind of books they made, but they made them out of heavy paper. If you know what I mean. They weigh, each one of these books must weigh 2 or 3 pounds each. Let's see, this is volume 1 and 2 here. Yeah. So this is volume 1. That's what they look like. You can see the fronts are still in pretty good shape. The spines are in good shape, but they're faded. Probably sitting in the sun. Color's not bad, but the gilding or whatever they put on the copper part or the gold looking part, which I'm sure wasn't actual gold, has faded kind of bad on them. And in the front, Anna L. It looks like Summerell, Summerell. And, oh, that's her. Oh, wow, she's got like 4 names. Anna L. Summerell Anderson. February 9th, 1897. Excuse me, I said 24. SC. I don't know if they all have that exact or not. Maybe it was. Got really neat handwriting, though. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but I told Brenda, maybe right there. I don't know if you can see it. I told Brenda, when I see that, it makes me kind of wish I had paid more attention when they taught me cursive. Maybe I could have wrote like that. Neat books, though. I got a picture of Cooper in the front. And, it's the kind that's got the tissue paper over the illustrated plates to protect them. And this particular book has three of his books or stories. It's got the Deer Slayer, the Pathfinder, and the Pioneers.
I didn't realize it, Sam.
Oh, this is illustrated with wood carvings. These were wood carving prints, that's kind of cool.
Even though I had told you.
Which I'm guessing that means every one of these had to have that done.
Yeah, and they inked those wood carvings and
Yeah.
then used them as a type, I guess you would call it.
Here's one of them, for example. That animal seems to give you great satisfaction. Sharp though it's. I don't know what that word is. Idolatrous head at the best. It is an elephant. Is it an elephant? Interrupted Judith. Don't think it was an elephant. Might have been carved onto something. I guess they knew about elephants when he wrote this. But cool book.
Well, yeah, he didn't write back in the olden days.
No, that's true. He didn't. And there's a picture of him barring the door.
It was late 1800s, wasn't it?
I
wrote
think
those
so.
books?
There's another kind of a neat thing in the front of the book. There's a page, right? Each one of them's got a page like this. Now this has got some starting to come apart a little bit in the binding there. It's got all the books listed, all 10 volumes, and what's in each one and what page it's on.
Oh, cool.
So you can pick up any of the books and figure out what story. If you were looking for a particular story you remembered it was in here, there they are. And I hadn't heard of a lot of these books that he wrote, so that's cool. Lionel Lincoln. He thought himself a prisoner. Ye monsters in the shape of men, what is it ye do? What first ye do? I think that's what first time you're writing. Anyway, I got that set, so they're going to go on my bookshelf. So wherever I move to, I'm going to have to either have or buy or build or have some bookshelves because my library is going with me. I just got it going good
I
again.
heard the horses
The
going through
running
the
of the
house.
short dogs.
What was that?
Caitlin said the running of the short dogs.
Oh.
You get running down the street in Opal, Wyoming, in front of all the short dogs.
Oh,
The
man.
legs going.
We haven't seen Penny or Boudreaux today.
Hi, buddy. You're wet. Go away.
Uh-oh.
He probably is too.
Somebody's been out in the snow.
They've been out in the snow wrestling. Hey, Boudreaux Campbell. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Snow is taller than they are. Out there.
Yeah, we got dressed taller than the short dogs. Oh. They're gonna knock me down.
Uh-oh. You're frozen.
I'm close.
You're froze. Now you're not. You just came back to life. I see your hand.
Froze.
Now you're froze on purpose. I can tell.
Because my hand's going.
I don't know what happened to. Well, I mean, not. I know what the answer is in a purely this is how it is point of view, but I'm not sure when books became so unimportant or so single use. Maybe people just throw them away and people don't respect. They don't respect books, I don't think, anymore. Maybe that's the word I'm looking for. And I got news for you. When your computer fails and everything else goes away, you can still pick one of those up and read it. Or, discover things that you can't do when power goes out. And even though I know that was one of the things I hated about work last couple of years was they were just, the longer I was there, the more stuff they tried to get rid of so they could take up less space and cram more people into a smaller area. Pretty much. If you don't have 3 rooms of records and on paper, and you can throw that stuff away and fill those rooms up with people, and then you can sell that building over there they were in. I think that's how their mindset worked. So that's what happened, and they they threw away maps and just tons and tons of stuff that I just wish never gotten thrown out. That was common. I think that happens a lot of places. The word
it happened in my agency. They threw a whole library away one time.
Mm.
And some of us were lucky enough to be there on the day that grand purge, we called it, occurred. And they threw away like first edition, like books that John Muir wrote.
Oh man.
And things like that. And we found them in the dumpster. And for us younger wildlife biologist types, we raided that dumpster and we stood out there and handed out books all day long.
Ian said may need a flashlight though. Yeah, but you can get a flashlight to work, or you can light a fire, or you can make a flaming torch if you've got a match, or you know how to light a fire, strike a light. But when the power don't come on, those other parts things don't work. Tina says people don't believe books. They think the words of the people written down 300 years ago are lies because people on TV and the internet tell them they're all lies. Some truth in that. But also, I think it's just when it pops up there on the screen, I think kids, younger generations today just see that as the written word. It's kind of like that joke that people say, well, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
They think they were all lies, and most of it was truth.
Yeah, that's
and they can't handle the truth. To quote somebody from a military movie, you can't handle the truth. That's the deal.
I believe who said that was the guy that played Jack Nicholson.
That was Jack Nicholson on A Few Good Men.
Ian said it's only gotten worse with the work from home culture. Now, I'm sure it has, Ian, and I get having that stuff available for people in case they are traveling around, but I've been in the situation, granted not for many, many days, but for short periods, a day or two, when you couldn't access stuff like that. Or when you were on the road and, you didn't have access to it or didn't have internet, or at one time we didn't carry computers around everywhere we went. You didn't have access to all that stuff, but you could carry a folder with you most of us carried books of maps in our trucks and our work vehicles that had all the maps of the property that we were in charge of or responsible for. Hey, good morning, Dean. So paper maps and stuff were important. They were trying to get us all down to, to carry out in the field an iPad. And, we were going to be able to access all of our maps and literature and everything. It was, digitized on the they all been put in the computers, which it never was all put in the computers. We'd be able to access that anywhere we were at, with that little iPad. It was going to be a great day. The new sun was arising in the east, and it was going to be wonderful. And it never happened when I was there. But it just wasn't. Some people that wasn't. I'm not sure I was ready for that idea. I mean, yeah, it'd be handy, but I wouldn't trust it as much as I would a map laying there on the table in front of me, to be honest.
How would you have a secret map room if you didn't have actual maps?
Exactly. That's a very good point. Ian says his grandpa was a construction foreman. All the blueprints and yeah, I'm sure you do. I can remember seeing people pull up on a construction site with blue.
Roll it out.
Yeah, roll it out on the hood of the truck or on the tailgate. That's usually what I did. Our maps were printed out on, I think it was 11 by 17 paper, I believe, or maybe longer. But, so we had bound copies of those, or most of us did. Again, I say most of us. And I carried a set. I carried enough sets that I had several reservoirs covered just in case I needed them. And sometimes I did. Sometimes I didn't, but I had them if I did. But, I also carried topographic maps of all the area I worked, so I know, that kind of stuff too. And if we were marking boundary line or checking boundaries, sometimes that was important. I put that up there, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Dean, what's up today, buddy? You off to work? Or you off to visit the mouse? And then Tina says the amount of time a computer is non-functioning directly correlates to the amount you depend on said computer to function to do what you need to do. Yeah, we had for a little while when I went to work there, maybe half the time I was there, we had a IT manager I liked him. He was a good guy, but I'll never forget. He told us one time that we should never be waiting on the computer. The computer should always be ready, waiting on us. And that turned out to be just the opposite 98% of the time. So there was a time, we were on the so-called network back then, and we still didn't get these documents. Took forever to pass through, all the phone lines or cable, whatever they were coming through over the system so we could get them. And then they were, sometimes they came through, sometimes they didn't. But they never happened all at once like we needed them. My work van and vehicles are GPS. I get a ping when I'm out of boundaries. And all I like it when you stay at the local coffee shop for so long. Don't you love that part, Mike? I'm sure they would never check on you, though.
We had the last few years I worked, they had rigged all of our trucks up with locators and speed detectors, and
oh
my, if you got if you hit a bump too hard, they'd say you had an accident.
Oh, great!
Even though sometimes it was just a bump in the desert, and it wasn't no big deal. But then you had to write a bunch of paperwork. You had to, and then anytime you were going over like certain number of miles per hour, you got like a nasty gram and a butt whooping and you had to apologize to the man. And
who did you guys lease your vehicles to another company, or they all just?
No, we had our own fleet.
Yeah,
but we leased these GPS units they have fixed on all of our trucks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
if you went out and worked 3 days in a row and forgot to write down exactly where you were at all times, they didn't like that.
Yeah.
It's like, heck, I don't remember what I was doing on Tuesday.
By the time I retired, we relied on them 100% for our work. They went down every single day, sometimes for hours at a time. Tina, that's kind of how it was where I worked. It seemed like they were forevermore going down, and it was always inconvenient when they did. And most people like me hated to sit in front of their computers all day long, and when we wanted to be out in the field working.
They told us when we first got them, because when I started, we didn't have them. And then eventually we all got them, and it was going to make our lives so much easier.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And all it did was like quadruple our time.
Seemed like that to me too. And you know, that's a real catch-22 on knowing where you're at. Because when you work like you guys, I mean, you literally are out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And if you got stuck or got lost or got hurt, it is nice that somebody can find you. But when it's used for other purposes, then it kind of takes the shine off of it just a little.
But there were places where we didn't have coverage. And so it disappeared in one of those holes. Then then Big Brother worried about you
Yeah.
more than, and it's like, I can't help it's not got coverage there. That's part of my district.
Right. Oh, I had lots of places that were like that. My cell phone I couldn't get or receive messages on my cell phone. You know, people couldn't get a hold of me sometimes.
And they just hate that when that
Oh,
happens.
yeah, they don't understand. Most of them don't understand it because the more and more, the further we get away from actual field work, our bosses were really far away from. They didn't know. Hell, some of them had never even done field work. And
Right.
even my work phone has GPS on it, and also shock absorber if I fall outside my work vehicle and unable to get a hold of anybody. Really? Wow, Mike. Oh, yeah. Ian said you were coming Mark Headroom. You were breaking up. Mark might not. You remember that show? Oh, I can't think of the name of it now. Something Headroom was the name of it. Tell us, Ian. Remind us.
If he falls outside of his vehicle.
I guess if he falls down and he's not in his vehicle, it shows up on his phone.
So I drop my phone all the time. What does that mean?
I'd say you'd be getting calls all the time. It happens because people abuse the system when they work for the government, so it just makes it harder for everybody else to come down on one. You come down on all. That's their mentality. Yeah, it is, Mike. And that's right. It's usually one person or two.
And it's the same in the United States as it is in Canada.
I thought about tying my work phone to a big bird and see if they could track that. Tie it on to a prairie dog or something, Mike, and it'll be underground. Wait till they start trying to dig you up.
We had guys playing with their little GPS units all the time, doing stuff that. Well, let's see what they think about this.
You wouldn't have done that, though. I know.
We didn't figure out how they worked them almost immediately. Max Headroom.
Max Headroom, yeah. Sorry there, I forgot the name there for a minute. But I knew it was close to Mark. It rung a bell, but I couldn't think of Max.
Did he sit back? Wasn't he like this? Sit back.
Oh, I don't know. Was it?
Posters of him. Max Headroom.
I've been working this knife.
I thought you just picked up. When you picked that up, it looked like you had a piece of fruitcake in your hand or something.
Not fruitcake, but you could cut it with it. And to prove that, I've got marks all over. I was going to say I've got 2 or 3 marks on my fingers that I discovered the other day after I'd done it and didn't even realize I'd done it until, later when I saw the blood. It started stinging. Oh, man.
You've been sharpening?
Yeah, just fine tuning a little bit. This is that knife I got from the sandbox, or they were carrying over there when my son-in-law was over there. And it's got I don't think I've ever had a knife like this. It has a chisel grind on it. So it's just really on the angle, just one side.
Oh,
But man, it's a cuttingest thing I think I've ever had. It is some kind of sharp.
it looks like a little Tonto too. Like
It is, yeah. It's a Tonto blade. It's a CRKT. The guy named Kit Carson actually designed these, and some of the military used them for a while. I don't know. They've got a couple of different versions. The blacked out one. This one was obviously desert, not storm, but whatever.
See you,
Whatever.
Ian's out. See you, Ian.
See you, Ian. Thanks for coming in, buddy. You have a good week too. And Mike's gonna go out. What time is it?
It must be getting
Oh,
time.
it's afternoon, so it's probably time to do that anyway. So I
I'm
will
gonna
do
take off
that.
too, everybody.
You going?
I'm gonna go.
All right, brother. You take care of yourself. How's that leg doing, by the way?
Oh, it's on my body.
Okay. Yes, as long as it's still hooked up.
Still hooked up. Reminds me of it.
No, I bet.
Anyway, I'm out.
Talk to you soon. All right, bye. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off too. I'm going to go. I bet Carol's. Don't you have a football game on in a short? Does it start at 1? When you say there's a Kit Carson, Ian's, you'll have to tell me what you mean by that. Is that a town? I don't doubt that. Kit Carson was very active out in that part of the country and all the way down into the Navajo country. Anyway, Carol, Tina, whoever else is left, thanks for coming by. Oh, kickoff's any minute. Well, you need to get out of here and go see that. I'm not sure if Tennessee's on today. They play Vanderbilt today, but I don't know if they're on TV or not. Anyway, bye everybody. Thanks for coming in. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We didn't talk about that, and I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. So enjoy yourself if you can, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.